We are live. Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Corner Call-In Show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for AuburnSports.com. Dadgummit. Today is Sunday, August the 3rd. We're like 26 days from kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. Shit, man, I don't know. I'm an English guy. I better not do that either. But anyways, we're going to practice started this week. We're going to talk about some of the observations. Cole was there. Some of the things maybe Alan heard. We're going to get to some calls. We're going to have a fantastic show absolutely every time because these fellas are here. Mr. Cole Pinkston, Sir Alan Head. How about you, fellas?
How about you?
Yeah, how about you, everybody? How we doing tonight?
Better.
Yeah.
Better. Okay.
Better.
A little more energy. Is it because you saw practice yesterday? Is it because you didn't build a trampoline this Sunday? What'd you have going on, man?
Yeah. No, I got on the trampoline today. Had to test it out. I think we're okay. I think we're good.
Okay.
Just can't go 2 feet. Just go crazy on it.
Did it rip?
Yeah, the first one did. That was an older one.
I got to duct tape it.
No. That one's in the garbage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you had to get a new.
It needed a new one. I knew it. That's why I got on it. I was like, let me test this thing out because I know, I don't want Coleman going through the thing. So, but got that fixed. No, Alan. I'm feeling good, man, because I feel football in the air, baby. I feel it.
I hate that they call it fall camp and it's the end of July.
Well, yeah, I can understand that, but every football person ever has always called it fall camp. Like everyone I've ever been a part of.
It used to be summer two-a-days.
There was summer two-a-days. And of course, you remember, Jeffrey, you and I are old enough that we didn't start school or go back to school until like around Labor Day, man.
Yeah, I can still remember the two-a-days going back to Tuberville, and God, it was miserable. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they did away with that, but it went from summer two-a-days to fall camp, and they're still about the same time, are they not?
Summer two-a-days at the intramural field. That's how bad that was, dude.
Yes, might as well have been on concrete.
Who was it that puked in their helmet that time?
I don't know. Was it a wide receiver?
I think so.
I don't want to say James Swinton.
Oh, yes. Or it was Swinton the one that got chased with the branch that time. With Greg Carr.
Greg Knox.
Greg Knox, not Greg Carr. Excuse me.
Yeah. He always made fun of me for pointing out that Terrell Zachary was a really good football player in high school. Yeah, Terry. He's what he told Terry Price. Terrell Zachary came to campus like a junior. And I've been telling because Terry Price recruited Wadley. And I was like, man, this guy's really good. He's really, really good. And Greg saw Terrell and he goes, hey, Terry. Yeah, that's the boy your rival's boy was telling you about.
I think you came out on the better end of that one.
I will remind him every time I see him. I hope I never see him. Let's see. We're going to get to some calls. We're going to talk some observation. Before we do, we got a special announcement tonight. Miss Jessica Andrews, the 5-star realtor, has been recruited, has committed, and now signed with a new agency.
Wow.
Her and a couple others. First Realty wanted to start a sales division, and they recruited her and a couple of more to be part of the to start it up. Like that's how much they felt about her. That's how much they thought about her. So same name, same 5-star realtor, just a different brokerage. I believe is the right term. Different brokerage. She'll be there at First Realty, but she's still doing it all. Man, nothing changes except the her business card. Been doing it all week long. My gosh, she's been just 90-0 all week long. Actually, all summer long. Continuing, we're expecting those rates to drop, but get in before they do, because when they drop, the prices rise. So get in now, lock it in, refinance later. Give her a call. Auburn, Opelika, Lee County. Jessica Andrews with the Talents Group, 334-704-4442. A lot of fours in that number. Bye-bye, George. She's a freaking 5-star realtor. Ask Alan Head over there. Hey, 5-star realtor. She's fantastic. Everybody that's ever had her as their realtor thinks she's a 5-star realtor. She's a freaking 5-star person, too. If you don't believe me, just ask me. All right, give her a call, man. 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. Let's get some quick observations before we get to the phone. Cole, you were in there. I think you've seen a couple of practices, maybe a session and then a full practice on Saturday. Is that right? Are you frozen?
I think he is.
You want some?
Apparently.
You know what I'm saying? He's like looking at me like I'm an idiot.
I know. He said, "You want to go, Mary?"
Of course, that's when that would happen. We got a little storm hanging around, so just be ready for anything.
It's cloudy over it. Well,
I'm assuming you asked me what I thought of the practice.
I think you went to a viewing window maybe Tuesday, and then you went. I think y'all got to see most of, if not all of, a practice on Saturday. Is that correct?
Yes. So the first day was Wednesday, I think it was. It was a viewing window, 20 minutes maybe, and 10 of that was stretching. You know how that goes. Saturday was in Jordan-Hare Stadium. We were in the box, so I could see every inch of the field, and it was 3 hours, 2:45.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, yeah. Saw everything. There's still more to come from that. Like, I needed a day almost to process everything that I saw. And I got 2 articles I'm working on. We're going to put those out probably tomorrow morning, maybe one late tonight to Auburn Sports. But, man, I don't know. I mean, where do you want to start? Because I just took in a lot, and it was great. I saw it was harder to see the defense. They were on the opposite side of the field. So I was getting a lot more offensive stuff, man. I watched a lot of O-line, had some takeaways from that. Put a note about Tyler Johnson on the board. I thought he had a good practice. Xavier Chaplin, he's going to be shooting up on my power ranking when I unveil that.
Is he the real deal?
Yeah, he'll be number 1. I'll go ahead and spoil that for you. Yeah, he's the real deal.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't lose a one-on-one rep that I saw. He's got the feet. He's the biggest person out there. It's close, I don't think. Maybe Keldrick rivals him. But, I was very impressed with him. I thought Omar Mabson, the freshman running back, stands out. Darrell Robinson. Really, though, the run blocking, when they were going live and doing that kind of stuff, it just stood out to me. They opened some major holes. It was moving so fast, I can't tell exactly what they're doing, and you don't know what they're working on in a given drill exactly. So you don't know, but it looked good. Usually I'm used to the D-line clogging everything up during these drills, and that was not the case. They were opening up, running the ball, whatever. That is the quickest synopsis I can give you. I hope people have questions about that. Maybe we can get into some the finer details, but it was just, dude, it was so much going on. You got drills going on all over the field. I tried to get as many as just machine gun notes out to everybody. Justin did the same. Caleb Jones was working with me. Brian Matthews was working with me. Jay Tate was there. We were just trying to get it all out there as best as we could.
And he said that, and that needs to be mentioned more, man, at auburnsports.com. My gosh, the coverage this past week of these guys have been phenomenal. JG, B. Matt, Justin, Cole, Caleb has been helping out as well. Phenomenal coverage. Every angle is going on. auburnsports.com. You can get in right now for $1 for the first week and see for yourself. Alan, have you're always talking to people behind the scenes, man. I know you weren't there to see it with your own eyes, but what are some of the things after this first week of fall camp?
Sure. And you never take – I think you're always trying to take a measured approach in what you hear about one practice. But over the course of the last 3 practices, the combination of feedback of what I've gotten is this past year's recruiting class to include transfers, they felt like they hit at every level.
Ooh.
Defensive line, I mean, they are just raving behind the scenes about Jared Smith. I mean, they really think they got something there. Jordan Crawford, very impressed with what I've heard on that front. Melendez, I mean, the speed at linebacker, I think, jumps off the page by comparison to last year, where you may have had more veterans in that room and you were more sure of the production that you were going to get. I think the athleticism, and that was echoed by Hugh Freeze in his press conference, talking about the speed of the linebacker core by comparison to last year. And they feel like even though they may make some mental mistakes, that they'll be able to overcompensate that by some of the speed and athleticism that's going to be on the field at that position. Deuce Knight, heard good things there. I've heard Jackson Arnold, while not probably his best practice, has been dealing for the first two. Like he has been everything they thought he was going to be and then some. Cam Coleman has done Cam Coleman type things. Eric Singleton has put guys in a blender. I mean, it's a combination of different guys stepping up, but that 2025 class, again, to include transfers like Xavier Chaplin, they feel like they hit. I mean, they not every player, but at every position, they felt like they hit. And you can't say that about many recruiting classes.
Right.
So that was the big feedback I got, is that they really feel like this roster is one that can compete in the SEC, that should be competing to win 8+ games this year. And that's the standard right now, right? Like you need to beat the teams on your schedule that you recruit better than. And that's everybody besides Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia. Oklahoma, yeah, I think you're probably recruiting about on par with them.
Comparable,
Yeah, if you said that Oklahoma had recruited better than Auburn over the last 3 years, I wouldn't argue you on that point. But you need to be able to beat those other 8 teams on your schedule. And then if you can, pull off an upset. But show that kind of consistency, show that the recruiting rankings that you believe reflect the athleticism on your roster where you've made major upgrades. You're not going to have one of these games where you get outcoached or you didn't bring your A game for whatever the reason. You need to be able to play up to the level of competition and make sure that if you truly do have the talent advantage you believe you have, to take care of business. But overall, man, it was just the feedback I've gotten is they really feel like they've upgraded this team from where they started in 2023 to where they are now. It's a light years difference, and this past class they think is special. They really believe they hit at every level.
Fantastic. Let's get to some phone calls. Let's see if old Kevin or Wanda's ready to get us kicked off. Zach, get us over there.
You guys got me now?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Gotcha.
I believe this is Kevin. Kevin, you're live, man.
Kevin from Wilmer, Alabama.
How about you, Kevin? Talk to us, big dog.
He came in with that thunder.
Kevin from Wilmer, Alabama.
Kevin from Wilmer, Alabama. What's on your mind tonight, big dog?
Cam Coleman got big. He be a.
You need to get Wanda to show you where she was standing last week, Kevin.
He might want to stand in there. I think there may be some wind going on.
I think he said Cam Coleman was only going to have 35 touchdowns.
Only 35. Wow.
Yeah, that's yeah.
He did say in the chat. I did go up because you can click on comments in StreamYard. I don't know if y'all knew this.
Really? Can you? There's folks talking over there.
Kevin said Cam Coleman have 35 this season. Eric Singleton have 10. Oh, there you go. And Kevin, can you hear me? Nope. You're gonna have to get Wanda to show you the secret sauce, big dog.
Yeah.
Secret spot.
Me and Zach.
The honey hole.
Zach's taking over on Singleton right there. I think I am too.
Okay. Let's say both of them, Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton, 10.5 receiving touchdowns. Over or under on both of them. 10.5.
Over. I'm gonna go under on Eric. Over on Cam.
Okay. You think do you make that decision going who's more of a threat in the red zone?
Yes, that's part of it. And I think they're going to get some production out of Eric from the running game. And so there's the potential that he's going to break a jet sweep or a reverse or something of that nature to account for one or two of his scores. Yeah. And then Eric's also going to get his in the return game as well. Mm-hmm. So they're going to use him in a lot of different ways, whereas I think Cam is predominantly a down the field red zone type threat. And so touchdowns to me there's an opportunity for him to accrue more than Eric. Obviously, it's a tighter space in the red zone. Eric's a smaller guy. He creates great separation, right? But doesn't have the biggest wingspan either. And with covers being played as tight as it can be inside the 20, doesn't lead me to believe he's going to be 10 plus. What did he have last year?
I don't know, but dude, he's special.
He is.
I mean, he is. Auburn has two guys right now, Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton, who are first round guys. I don't know if y'all saw his practice video, one-on-ones, man coverage, people trying to guard. My gosh, dude.
Yeah. He had a great catch in the practice. I notated it, but the Auburn media put it out. He beat Sylvester Smith. Poor Sylvester. Having to cover him right there.
Yeah, right.
The one-on-one drill. It's just a one-on-one drill. Over the top, laid it out there perfectly. That was one thing. He's got good hands, man. Eric Singleton's got good hands. For a smaller guy, you don't really think about that, but he can go up and get it. He only had 3 touchdowns last year.
Yeah,
What?
I just looked
Only 3 and 6 the year before. So combined, he's less than 10 over his career. Again, I think his size plays against him. I think the fact that he gets used in different ways. And then when you factor in Cam's size, and also if Malcolm Simmons is able to play this fall, that's another guy that's going to take touchdowns away from other guys, man.
Before that was more clear. I mean, and it's still, I guess, a little unclear, but before we knew he was going to be practicing, I would have said over on both, knowing that he's back, watching him at practice Saturday. Ooh.
He pretty good too, isn't he?
Oh my goodness.
Well, and then you got Perry. You've got
Horatio.
Horatio
had a tough day.
Did he?
Yeah, I mean, he's going against, the top outside corners on the team. I thought Rayon Strader, really good. Jay Crawford, he got tangled with him a few times, and Kayan Lee, and it was just couldn't quite get the separation. It's got to be a good ball for him if he's not going to get separation, and I can't remember how it was, but he was covered.
I will say this, and Cole, I asked around about this because I saw your note on the physicality of the cornerbacks with how they were playing.
Yeah.
And the feedback I got was they may not be the fastest guys, but good luck getting off the jam with that group.
Well, I was told in the spring that, they thought maybe Rayon Strader needed a little bit more physicality. He didn't pick up on it quite yet, what you need to have. Maybe for the standard of this defense or just being in the SEC, maybe both of those things. But that's not what I saw Saturday.
No, I have heard they have absolutely upped their game. Now, they're going against a really good wide receiver court, right? So you're going to have some wins, you're going to have some losses. But this is a situation where it's only going to make each side of the ball better to get the kind of competitive reps that you're getting. When you go good on good, I mean, you're potentially talking about all SEC players on both sides of the ball. So,
yeah, absolutely. And we got to see good on good at the end. We can talk about that at some point. I will say 2 of the coverage reps by Kayan Lee against Horatio Fields, you very easily could have seen a flag come out on this.
Oh, yeah.
Very easily that could have happened.
Sure.
I've seen it called for less. I'll put it that way.
They'll probably didn't have to dial it back a notch, but look, I would rather have to tell them whoa than sick them, right?
Sure.
Look, Cole got frozen again. Just
Forgiveness?
staring me down. Yes.
Then permission.
Definitely.
All right, he was going, Zach.
We got Carter here. Carter, you're live, man. Carter, you're live.
Yo.
Come on in, Carter.
Gentlemen, how about you?
How about you, big dog?
There he is.
Oh, man. Well, I just got one quick question. I heard Cole talking about the offensive line, and man,
Why
let
are you
me tell you
talking so
something.
like this? Oh my
It's been a
God!
decade
Yeah,
since
man.
I've been
Hey,
coaching
how you
the
doing, Carter?
offensive lines, and
You love Alabama women.
I
I
just
understand
enjoy
that, don't you? Oh
hearing
yeah,
y'all
I hear
thoughts
you.
on how the pass protection is shaping
Yeah,
up.
you talking, big dog?
Man,
Yeah,
I'm
man,
very
that's
interested
crazy.
to hear more about Xavier Chaplin and Connor.
Hey, Carter, we have not heard one word because you turned me on from the moment you started speaking. Okay. You have this little, this Cam Coleman stuff. It's just like right there. So, anyways,
was he
start
originally
over. Yeah. I had to excuse myself for a second. All right, Carter. My apologies, big dog. Start over. You sounded
No, you're good.
You sounded
You're
like a
good.
good midnight caller. All right. So, all right.
You hear me now?
Yeah. How about you, big dog? Talk to us.
So it's been a decade since I've been confident in our offensive line, and I just want to hear how the pass protection looks. I know Cole talked a little bit about Xavier Chaplin. Man, I'm fired up. I just want to see us. I just want to see the hog mollies up front roll some folks over.
Yeah, Carter. It's
And right tackle, Cole, hit on that too.
Yeah, I don't. What was going on with right tackle? I kept seeing that on the board. I'm missing something on that.
We had we had a poster that was there at the practice that felt as though our right tackle transfer, Mason Murphy, was having a difficult day.
Oh,
I didn't detect that. I will say this, and nothing against that guy. I saw his notes; they're very good. You got to really call yourself here and be careful when you're watching a practice where you don't know what they're working on, you don't know what they're being told, you don't know any of that. You're simply watching it for what it is
as a game.
Yes,
you got to be careful, man. And anybody that, and I don't think this guy was doing that. His notes were fantastic. Anybody that acts like they know exactly what was going on, be weary of this. Okay, I don't. If I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. I don't know what they were working on right here. I'm not sure. I didn't detect Mason Murphy struggling that much. I thought Miller had some losses in the one-on-ones.
Where was he, at left or
well,
left
this
guard?
One-on-one, you're just. I mean, he's at left tackle. But
who was the starting five from left to right?
From left to right, Xavier Chaplin, Dylan Wade, Connor Lew.
Dylan Wade. I'll get him and Tuto mixed up. All right.
Yep.
Chaplin,
right.
Dylan Wade, Connor Lew,
right,
Jeremiah.
Murphy.
Okay.
That's your five, and then your sixth man is going to be Miller. So if
yeah, I completely agree.
I do too, Cole. But reading Cole's report today, and I know he's going to come back to us here in just a second, if Tyler Johnson can continue to come on the way that he has to this point, that gives you a seventh, with Miller having the potential to be a swing guy for you. I know they experimented playing him at guard some. They've experimented it with Mason Murphy playing guard some, but the more versatility you have on your line, and if you can get 8 guys that you really believe in, I think that's what you need to get to the SEC relatively unscathed. But Cole, go ahead and get into your report.
My fault. I'll say there were 2 guys on what is considered the second team line right now who stood out to me. One was Dylan Senda. Thought he had a really good day.
Okay.
And he was the backup center when we saw practice on Wednesday, but now he was at guard in this practice. He was at right guard, and they were working in Kel Ellis as the backup center. I mean, Kel Ellis shadowed Connor Lew.
Interesting. I think Kel is didn't he reclassify kind of like Mapson?
He did. I don't even think he's 18 yet. 17 years old, 6'4", every bit of 315 now, I think.
Cole's face is red.
God, it makes me so mad.
It is.
It's completely out of my control. There's nothing I can do. Right.
My favorite part is when Cole's, just standing there just staring. He looks like one of the bouncers that I used to work with at the front porch. You know what I mean?
I've seen that look several times.
If I could line up in a 3-point stance and just clock somebody when that happens, I would feel so much better.
Oh gosh.
Ellis was thrown into the fire. This is what I was trying to tell you.
There you go.
I think they're working him in as the backup center. They want that to happen sooner than later.
Wow.
Jake Thornton got on him.
Really?
Because they were in a live drill and your quarterback's going on the clap. He gets a guy to draw off. He's trying to blitz. Hey, don't get me on that. He gets a guy drawn off sides. I think it was Fagans on a blitz. Kel didn't snap it. But
Rookie.
Look, man, this is first time ever,
Rookie move.
But hey, that's where you learn. You get tore up about it, and you go, all right, well, I will get it next time. Don't worry.
I appreciated getting yelled at, because if they didn't yell at you, they just don't feel like you were worth wasting their time on.
That's exactly it, man. If they're not saying anything to you at all, that's when you know you're not going to play.
That's what my dad always told me. Hey, if they're on you, that's a good sign.
That's
buddy.
a great sign.
You got to learn how to take it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
And Kel took it great, by the way. He got right back down and went back to work.
Good stuff, Carter. Thanks for
09.
Big boy.
0978. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Hey, how about you guys? This is Tim from El Dorado Hills.
How about you,
Tim.
Tim?
Coming a regular.
Tim from the West Coast.
Brian. That's right. I grew up down south. You guys remember me? I grew up in
Selma.
Mhm.
Yeah.
First of all, Jeffrey Lee from the intro. I'm in your camp, brother. I'm married way above my head too. So how about you?
How about you, big dog?
Who of
I
us
hear
did
you.
not? Who of
That's
us
what I'm
did
gonna
not?
say.
Good point. I mean, if she's got a heartbeat, we're doing pretty good.
Couple of quick comments and then some questions, and then I'll hang up and listen to you guys. First of all, it's interesting to hear some of the comments about Jackson Arnold coming out of camp, that if he could just do this, if he could just do this, and they're making him sound like a lot of a game manager. I think he's got more skills than that, but are you seeing the same thing? It's like, just get it to these boys and let them do their thing. So I'd like to hear your response on that. I heard a little bit about Too Tall getting some work at right guard. I don't know if you saw any of that, Cole, where he was taking some reps from Jeremiah Wright. I find that very interesting. But I tell you, one of the more interesting things is seeing Perry running with the ones over and over and over again. And all we heard was how great Horatio has looked. So if Perry's really doing that, I think that sparks well for us. Anyway, that's what I wanted to ask you guys about. I'll hang up and listen, and you guys have a great week.
Good stuff, Tim. Appreciate you calling in, buddy. Hey, he made a good point about Jackson Arnold. I think everybody who saw the last 2 years with Peyton Thorne and we were all, me, certainly me, was just like, if he's just a game manager, if you're not throwing, if you're taking care of if you're just doing the minimum, Auburn's a much better team. I see that. So if Jackson Arnold is just doing the minimum, but I expect so much more from him
I felt like
than a game manager.
Yeah, I felt like at times Peyton was a game manager, but the problem for me, and this is what we don't know because I'm not inside practice and I'm not there on the sideline and I don't know exactly what route was called or what play was called.
There
Right?
you go. Yeah, that's true.
You know, if the wide receiver was off on his depth, if he didn't break it off, if the option route wasn't right, there are a lot of different things that go into that. But for whatever the reason, there was some inconsistency in the passing game where ball placement seemed to be an issue, accuracy seemed to be an issue. If Jackson Arnold and his receivers are on the same page, and I think that's a big deal, if they're on the same page and the understanding of the offense is there and everybody's doing what they're supposed to, you're right. Because then it's just be accurate, Jackson. Be accurate, be on time, and move the chains. Don't get behind the sticks because this offense has more than enough weapons to carry you. You don't have to play hero ball to be able to win games.
Absolutely.
It can be about the other 10 guys on the field if you just get them the football, which is, I think, Kirby Smart's mantra every year as it pertains to quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Just don't lose me the game. I can win with everybody else.
That's right.
I think you saw Peyton Thorne reel that in a little bit as the season went on a year ago.
Yeah.
That's why you got wins at Kentucky. You got the win against A&M because you could tell he drew it back a little bit. Look, if it's not there, we'll throw it away. I'll run, whatever. I'm not going to do this turnover game again. And he really cleaned it up.
Right.
True.
From practice, I could just tell you from watching Jackson, I know there was a lot of reports out there. He didn't have like the greatest day. No, I don't think he was stellar by any means. He had some throws that I thought he missed. One in particular looked a lot like what you would have seen last year where you got this window. It's a timing route. You've got to put it in there confidently. If you don't, it's over. The window's gone. It flashes. And he did the patting the ball thing is what they called it. Patted it. He was about to throw it. He goes, I don't like it. Don't like it.
A little hitch in his giddy up.
And then a sack. It would have been a sack on that play.
Sure.
And then I was very encouraged, though, because when he gets in the press conference, and I wrote that one down. That was a big deal to me. That was one that I caught, and I said, we need to get that one in these notes. Timing route looked like an issue right there. Goes to the press conference and said, I got to get my timing routes right.
Cole, I think that was a big, big complaint from Oklahoma fans a year ago as well.
Yes.
He's holding the ball too long.
Ball got stuck in his hand. I mean, you see it on tape at times where he just felt uncomfortable. And again, I think with Auburn, it's a little more understandable because this is still a new offense for him. And I guess at Oklahoma, it was a new offense as well. Seth Luttrell had taken over as the play caller for Jeff Lebby, never coached quarterbacks, and then you factor in all the wide receiver issues and the offensive line issues they had. But we're beyond making excuses at this point. You also have to, I guess, be measured and say this is practice 3 of install. Don't read too much into one practice.
For sure. And you know who else had a little problem holding on to the ball too long, at least at the beginning of his Auburn career, was Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
He got sacked 11 times against Clemson, and a lot of those were on the offensive line, but they weren't all on the offensive line. He held the ball a long time in that game, almost over and over. I remember going, you got to throw it somewhere. Just throw it out of bounds.
Throw it deep, mama.
That's why, I mean, a lot of those sacks were, I can't find anybody, and nobody was open probably, but some of these things that they're doing now are trying to account for, look, if they can't get open, we'll scheme it open for you. You just got to trust it. And I think that's where he's struggling. He said it himself. I was really happy to hear him say it. Pass protection looked fine. I thought he moved around the pocket really confidently. Stuff like that was good. And he had a lot of good throws, man. I thought a lot of good throws. What a lot of people, I think, take away that were there, and you'll read from them, is the problem is Deuce was awesome.
Was he really?
That's the problem. Because Jackson wasn't that bad. The problem was I don't remember seeing Deuce miss.
No way.
Now, I could have missed something, but from what I saw, he was strong.
Nobody's mentioned Ashton Daniels.
I was about to ask Cole a question here because I was the only one on the show on the bandwagon that I think Deuce is better than Ashton is going to be second string. Are you moving toward that, Cole?
Well, yes. And number one, just from watching him, and give you props, Zach, because before he was ever even thought of as a big-time target for Auburn, you're like, no, I think this is Deuce Knight guy. You remember when Zach was saying that?
Yeah,
props. I do. Number two, Freeze said, I think this backup quarterback thing is situational.
Ooh.
He said that the other day. I think this is a situational deal.
Oh, interesting.
I will tell you where my mindset has shifted on this. Okay. I think if Jackson Arnold were to get injured, Deuce Knight would be who would replace him in the game for you to run the entire offense. I think with Ashton Daniels, he's your wildcat guy. He's your specialty quarterback. Maybe he comes, like if Jackson gets his helmet knocked off and has to come out of the game, Ashton's who comes in there and runs a series, right? Because what you would like to do, if at all possible, is to avoid burning Deuce's red shirt if you don't have to. But I think if there were an injury, there's no question in my mind with what I've heard over the last probably 3 practices, Deuce Knight would be the number 2.
Wow.
I think you're right. And Ashton was fine. I think he did some good things, but I even notated at Wednesday's practice, he throws a heater and maybe sacrifices a little bit of touch with that, where the other 2, they got touch. Like the touch passes for Jackson Arnold, I think he was perfect on those. If I remember correctly, if he had to throw it over the top, if he had to throw it against tight coverage, ball placement, like you said, Alan, I think it was good. Yeah, that's maybe the difference in those 2 versus Daniels. Now Daniels is a runner, might be the best runner of all of them. So that's what you get with him. But I think, it's kind of like with Robbie Ashford. I think he's better than Robbie Ashford. But
yeah,
Ashford's biggest problem was he couldn't find touch on his throw.
Yeah,
he had one speed.
He had a fastball.
Same with Finley. Finley had the same problem.
The biggest issue with Robbie, and I'm sure I'm going to offend somebody when I say this, but Robbie wouldn't hit the hole where he needed to hit it on the quarterback run game. If he would have done that and not try to bounce it every time, he would have actually played. But because you know what I mean, because he wouldn't hit the hole and turn it up where it actually was, that penalty. I mean, that was Robbie's biggest issue, in my honest opinion. You could have worked through some of the you could have worked through clean.
Hey, real quick before we move on, Tim wanted to know about Perry maybe getting some reps with the ones. Did anybody, Cole, did you notice that?
Yeah, he's hanging in there with the ones. I think him and Horatio Fields play a really similar deal, and I think they're almost rotating with the ones. But I see Perry with the ones more than Fields memory. I'm going by memory there.
Good stuff, Tim. Appreciate you calling in, big dog.
3688. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, fellas, this is Jonathan from Troy again.
How about you, Jonathan?
I'm pretty good. Hey, Alan Head. Whenever you said you used to work at the front porch, I'm assuming you mean here in Troy, right?
You got it, man. You got it. I thought I snuck that one in there with nobody else listening.
Oh, everybody's listening.
Yeah, I got it. They're actually shut down right now. They had some renovations. They had a car go through the front door.
Get out of here. Travis is having a renovated. How about that?
Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to touch on the Perry Thompson, Horatio Fields thing.
Yeah. I think that's
Hugh
interesting.
Freeze has been saying the whole time that he wanted to take and build this team from the high school ranks. And in saying that, I think that he needs to and should put Perry Thompson in there as long as he thinks they're talent, and as long as he doesn't think Horatio Fields is head and shoulders above Perry Thompson. If they're equal, I think he should give more playing time to Perry Thompson. Not like a lot. Say Perry Thompson gets, say, 10 reps to Horatio Fields 7 or 8. Just my opinion. I think that he should have more reps. If he wants to stick to he wants to build it from the high school ranks. What do you guys think about that?
I don't think you're wrong, but again, you got to account for Malcolm Simmons. If he's eligible and able to go, if there's no issue there with Malcolm, you're going to rotate 6 guys, but how many reps is Perry going to steal from Cam or Malcolm or Eric? You just don't know. I think the rotation is going to be healthy. To me, look, I heard some things about Duke Smith. I'm going to be honest, and I think I saw a note from Cole.
Yeah, he's
they have options upon options. I think the only one that I haven't really heard anything about to this point is Bryce Kane, but I'm sure Bryce is doing some things, right? He's a talented kid. He's a very talented kid. I think he's got to get his weight in a little bit better position. But other than that,
I think we're a year away from really hearing things on him.
I'm with you. I'm
probably
with you.
now. He had one play that would have been a touchdown, but it was overthrow, and I don't know who the quarterback was, but he beat the coverage. I mean, he's got that ability.
If I'm not mistaken, fellas, this is only his second. This will be his 3rd year of football, right?
This will be 3.
Well, he played his junior year, his senior year, so this will be year 4.
Oh, you mean 4? Yeah, he didn't start playing football until he was a junior in high school.
That's correct. He was a baseball kid.
Yeah,
he was. In fact, his brother, at least I don't know if he's still there, but I know he was playing baseball at Oklahoma. They're a baseball family.
Sure was.
Mm-hmm.
And but with speed like that, you got to give football a shot. And he's not a big guy. He's trying to get his weight to a certain point. I think that's one of the biggest drawbacks with him. You can't leave him in there in a blocking situation. It's probably not going to be good.
Sure.
So that keeps him from being on the field. That's what gets Perry on the field, because they know, hey, he can do that. He's willing to be a blocker. He's big. He's physical. And Fields will be the same way. So that's going to be a really nice position battle. And I get what you're saying, Jonathan, too, man. Is if they're equal, you're looking at it from almost a political angle,
Yeah.
Sure.
That's how Freeze looks at it. So.
Well, and don't forget about Sam Turner. I mean, that's another guy that you continuously hear things about. I mean,
I was going to say he might be the guy.
Really?
I mean, like if you're looking for that guy that quietly rises up the depth chart and starts making plays out of nowhere, I will say his body type, like he already looks. You remember how Shedrick Jackson was built at Auburn? I'm not comparing the two, but they look alike. And that's the kind of build he has. And he's just a freshman. Shedrick he's got Bo Jackson's genes, dude.
Yeah, from a muscularity standpoint, from a build standpoint, I hear you. Sam's bigger already. Shedrick was maybe, 6 foot? Might be 6'1".
He was like 6'1", 210 at the end of his career with Auburn.
Right. I think Sam's 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2", 210. That's about where he's at.
Right.
Damn.
His routes are very clean. Just very clean.
I mean, that's again, we get back to can you be a game manager at quarterback type situation? Can you be Stetson Bennett III and just don't mess this up, right?
Yeah, don't screw it up.
You know what I mean? Because everybody's there on the field. If you can cut it loose and just hit the guys, hit the check down, hit what's open, stay in front of the chains, this offense has a real chance to be extremely explosive.
Good stuff, Jonathan. Appreciate you calling in, big dog. Keep us going, Zach.
2517. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, fellas?
Whoa!
I heard that screen door.
Did you?
What's going on, fellas?
How about you? That's old Edward.
Look
Yeah.
at him.
5960 is what I'm used to, big dog.
He's got some pep in that step because it's football season, man.
I'll switch it up. I don't never come the same way every time.
Edward
man.
got
I'm
his burner phone out tonight.
I go different route on you.
I hear you, big dog. Talk to us.
What's up?
Man, I ain't got nothing going on. Just leaving the restaurant. I said I'm gonna get home and talk to my guy a little bit tonight. I ain't really been here. I called last week, but I was late getting in. But man, what Cole? Hugh had called me the other day, man. He recruited me to Auburn, man. He said he looking for some LinkedIn Gerb. I said, man, this ain't the kind you looking for here.
Listen now. I mean, for a second, I thought we were doing an ad read for Viagra in the middle of that press conference. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, dude, what are we doing here?
I mean, you had Hugh Freeze saying that.
Man, I know, man.
Ole Miss running through a gauntlet of dildos.
Well, I don't know. What are you talking about? He like LinkedIn Gerb. That's been established. Oh boy, you said something that just kind of perked me up a little bit, man. Hey, if my left tackle, my number one in your power ranking, oh boy.
Isn't that a great change?
I love the team, man. I love the team, and like I say, my only holdback being my coaches on the offensive side of the ball. It's almost foolproof now. You down there it'll be coaching malpractice to mess this offense up. It's only will. If you ain't averaging 30 points a game, it's going to be coaching malpractice. You don't need to call them. Whoever on offense call and play, if you can't average 28 points a game, what you got on offense, you don't need to be allowed to hold a damn clipboard nowhere, ever again.
I don't know. I'm not arguing with that.
No.
You got some studs, man.
That's right.
But I want to make this. I want to ask y'all opinion on something. To me, and I hate to say it, like I think this Baylor game for me, this Baylor game is a make or break game.
Yeah, Edward, I'm actually there now. But go ahead, tell me.
It's for this reason. Why I'm calling it a make or break. You've been hearing Hugh talk about confidence. Jackson Honor want to make sure you need practice confidence.
Sure.
I think Hugh needs a little confidence. I think this whole team needs a little confidence. If this team can somehow go to Baylor and start out 3-0 before they go to Oklahoma, I think it's a night and day scenario. At times I have seen Hugh, he don't look as confident. Maybe he wasn't confident in what he had. But what my drawback is with that, Dave Aranda, I don't really like this matchup.
Yeah.
Oh, we should beat them. But I go back to Ron Roberts' first year at Auburn, his only year at Auburn. Similar defense. Ron Roberts gave Hugh Freeze fits, man, in all the scrimmages. That defense is just, with those simulated blitzes and the things that he do with all the exotic pressure that Aranda will send, I hope Jackson Honor is prepared for that, because he's going to see some real funky shit out in Waco, man. Make no doubt about it. So that's my only drawback. But I don't think the offense really gonna be able to put up a whole lot of points on my defense, man. I got a defense. Secondary, I got a defensive line. I got some linebackers that can fly around. Man, we got a damn ball team, man. And the more I say, I wasn't gonna bug, but with this little cool air, I can feel the fall in the air. I just might have me a damn borderline playoff team. It should be. It should be. If you can start this season out 3-0, split one of those games, Texas A&M, Oklahoma. Hell, you could very well beat both of those teams.
Sure.
Honestly. And man, 4-1 and get Georgia at home. Oh shit. I'm gonna be like my man. I'm gonna abuse the Bulldog, man. I'm gonna be
That place will be lit up.
I can get the 4-1 and get them in Jordan Hand night. Cole, you said something, boy. On that NCAA double 26. Oh man, I just started me a dynasty. And I said, hell with it. I'm finna start my true freshman quarterback. Boy, let me tell you. Let me tell you. He can lay it out there, boy. Singer to be 5-6 yards behind the defense. Ain't no way. If I look over there and see Singer, if you man to man in any kind of form, man, you beat 5-6 yards off the. I'm throwing the ball. Time I snap the ball, I'm hitting circle. I'm letting it go. Time I snap the ball because it's just a mismatch.
He is.
But I still be listening to y'all guys, man. I just been busy at the restaurant.
Good for you, Edward.
Make some dollar, man.
Good for you, big dog.
I ain't gonna hold it.
We're proud of you, Edward.
And I want y'all guys to just hey, that old boy from Southside looked pretty good out there, ain't he, Cole?
Man, he had one route in the one-on-ones, Edward, where I think it was like a comeback, and he threw the DB off of him, came back. He didn't make the catch. He's not there yet, but he got the route right. He got that all, the physicality. He didn't let that guy push him. I said, okay, you get that part right. The other part will come along with it, right, Edward?
It's gonna take time, but it's there. I tell anybody, man. I know a lot of people against small school, but boy, I'm finna tell you something. If I'm any coach anywhere in the Southeast, I'm coming to this little small school, and it's my biggest rival. Boy, I hate to say that, boy, but if you ain't in Maplesville, Alabama on Friday night this year, scouting what they gonna have up there this year, boy, you missing out on something. I'm talking about the home of Harold and Tommy A.G. Boy, they got some firepower up there. Boy, they got several guys that can go play D1 ball. And Cole, you already know my cousin, 15, just turned 15. He already holding an offer from Georgia and Alabama. But they got several up there that D1 players, man.
He'll get the Auburn offer.
Light on my guys. I don't care where they go, but I want to shine the light on. I believe he'll be listening in the background. That's why I throw it out there. Go on up there and see what they got going on. He send something their way. And it's War Damn Eagle, baby.
All right. Good stuff, Edward. Yeah, it looks like Lee County Prison background, yeah.
Oh, guys, you're killing me. Hey,
Why don't you come on in and have a seat?
Yeah. I just moved into a new house literally about 3 weeks ago. Still living out of boxes, getting things set up. I am going to get a background set up. You guys don't have to worry about it. I promise you'll only have to deal with the white for a little bit longer.
Hey, man, at least your internet works.
Yes, it does that.
Could be worse.
Works significantly better than the first time we tried this show.
Let me say this before we go to the next caller on what Edward's saying there. I kind of sense, Jeffrey, I've been up there a lot lately. You'll probably be up there more soon. I sense maybe a little pep in Freeze's step. Yeah. Just a touch. A little more pep. He doesn't seem as Eeyore as he seemed for a while there. We all, who can blame him? You had a lot going on.
Sure.
He's in a rough spot with his team. Got to start winning. Your back's against the wall. You also had a cancer diagnosis in the mix of all that. I don't blame him at all. But what I see right now is, hey, this is a guy that thinks he's got a good little team right now.
Yeah. I thought Edward made a great point. Maybe Hughes got a little bit of confidence with him. Maybe he needed some.
He does.
I agree with that.
I think he does. And to Edward's point about Dave Aranda, look, I think we all know that Dave Aranda is one of the more formidable defensive minds in all of college football. And a large part of that is what he was able to do at Wisconsin and LSU. But I'm going to say this. I don't think Dave's working with LSU level talent and Wisconsin level talent right now at Baylor.
No.
I'm going to read the scores. Now, because of the transfer portal and everything else, teams are not the same year to year. So you can't take too much out of this. But against Power 5 opponents, let me read off to you point totals of what they gave up last year. 23, 38, 34, 43, 35, 28, 34, 35, 10, and 17. And the 10 and 17 were to Houston, who was absolutely putrid and in the middle of a rebuild underneath Willie Fritz, and Kansas, who lost their quarterback in that game. So while I say all that you can't take too much year to year, I don't know how good the talent he's working with at Baylor on the defensive side of the ball. Now, offensively, Jake Spavital has it humming over there.
Yeah,
and that's the guy that Auburn faced in year one. He was the offensive coordinator at Cal, did some things schematically that gave Auburn issues. So that to me is this game has the opportunity to be a shootout, in my opinion, more than it has an opportunity to be a defensive struggle.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the breakdown thread, Alan, on the board with Baylor, and nothing about their personnel. I mean, usually Auburn matching up across the board. I don't have a problem saying that at all.
No.
Every position I feel like Auburn matches up or is better. Okay. I think what Edward's saying, and with that being a must-win game or a turning point game, confidence game, is because Freeze is in this situation in a shooting slump.
Mm-hmm.
Been a good 3-point shooter before, but he's gone cold. And from his standpoint as a coach, as a play caller, all of that, he's got to see it go down. And if you can get it done against this coaching staff at Baylor, it's a good one. They call the game well. Dave Aranda's good. He knows what to do with his defense. They're not going to be manned up all the time because he knows they can't.
Yeah.
And they're going to blitz you because he knows that's all I got.
Zone blitz.
And so if Freeze can lead a victory against that, now you got some more. It should be like a jolt, a shot in the arm, right?
I think it should be. And I will say this also about Baylor's schedule. Auburn gets, who is it, South Alabama the next week, or do we get a different G5 school?
Is it Mercer?
Maybe it's Mercer.
Mercer's later. I think it's Ball State.
Is it Ball State? Okay, it's Ball State and then South. So whereas Auburn is coming back and playing Ball State, Baylor has SMU the following week. Now, tell me that's not going to have their attention just a little bit. In-state matchup, former Southwest Conference, opponents with one another. Texas, that's a big deal, right? And I'm not saying he's going to be distracted. I feel like, if he's not talking about Wolf of Wall Street in his press conference, which is,
it was strange,
look, man, Hugh
kind of knew what he meant. Which I got dogged for that, but it's strange to say the least.
Listen, if Hugh can do length and girth, #LG. Look, somebody get him an NIL deal, #LG. I'm telling you, Hugh, it's gold. Okay, and then just turn the profits over to the team.
The way he's talking about that should scare you. That's how his mind works. That's usually the sign of a good play caller football coach, especially defense.
I'm with you. But to quote Wolf of Wall Street, particularly that section of the movie, I've never heard anything weirder, honestly, to get introduced. But hey, man, it's Dave Aranda. Anything goes.
All right, Zach, keep us going, big dog. Good stuff, Edward. Appreciate you calling in, big dog.
5202. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
How about you, fellas? It's Darren down in Niceville, Florida.
Darren from Meanville.
There he is.
Yeah. Cole, I don't think you're right. I don't think that has to do. I think when he started talking about all that, I was wondering if he was being a porn director or what with all the LG stuff that was going on there. I had no idea where my boss man was going at that point.
LG, what does that mean? Is that the political?
Length and girth, baby. Length and girth.
Ooh, I thought we were talking about the little people, man.
Another genre.
Wrong coach. I thought we were talking about throwing little
Lane Kiffin jumped all over it like, stink on stuff.
Well, of course. That's a given.
Yeah.
Well, did Lane Kiffin make light of that?
Oh, he did. And Lane killed. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Lane's Twitter game is on point.
and then he ran his running backs through the gauntlet of dildos.
Yes, he did. He did do that. The 12-year-old in me appreciated this, by the way.
I saw that, and all I could think about was the meme with the girl getting hit with hot dogs on her face.
Oh, God.
So I heard, was that Hugh in the stands at the WNBA? See what? Oh, never mind. Wrong person. Okay. The green things that were being thrown out there. I think they got that person. Luckily, it ain't you.
Was it the same one?
Zach, you were undefeated in the private chat still, pal.
Hey, Lee.
I didn't know, man. I don't watch
neon green. The neon greens.
I know, but I'm saying, was it the same person who threw both of them? The dildo bandit.
That's a good question. I don't know.
There's a prop bet on like DraftKings right now where you can bet on the color of the next one thrown on the court.
This show has taken an interesting turn all of a sudden.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Oh, Zach, I did not know that. That's crazy. That's so cool. I'm going for sunshine yellow is what I'd bet.
I'm going with
could be a purple. Could be a purple. I don't know.
You can rig that too, though. You know, you can bet on black and go chunk it. You know,
there's going to be betting odds on it. I'm sure.
No, you the one chunking now. You got problems. So you know what's going to happen. You're going to get chunked right into 30 days of whatever.
But I put $1 million on black, so I'll just bail out.
Well, back to football.
Yeah, about that show.
This show that we have to be doing here. This show here. I'm glad it got interesting real quick, real fast with the LG. Thank you, Coach Freeze. Well, and all that, and we talk about true freshmen down the way that we don't have a clue. I think most Auburn fans really don't know Omar Mapson, and then he's the one that all of a sudden is like, man, look at this guy's moves, and it's like, wait a minute. Now we got 3 guys supposed to be doing the thing before that, but I mean now Cobb's nicked up, and I think Darrell Robinson's coming back from something, and I mean, what's y'all's kind of take with the running back thing that's kind of going on?
That it's early in camp and don't read too much into it, other than the fact that I think Omar has surprised people at some of his physicality. He's a low center of gravity back, kind of that bowling ball type, a little bit like an Emmitt Smith. You know what I mean? Not the biggest guy in the world, but somebody that's that low center of gravity that has the potential to make a cut. And you're just not going to take him down on the first lick, man. I mean,
I think he's got some Mike Dyer going on.
Okay, and that was the comp I was getting ready to get at.
Was that what you were going to say, Alan?
Yeah, that was where I was going, because you and I are reading the same playbook, man. That's and that kind of back, in my opinion, when I've watched Hugh's offenses be successful, it's utilized that kind of back.
Yeah.
So, but
we need that guy. We need that bowling ball badly.
I will say, Darren, I think it speaks a lot to Damari Austin and where he stands right now, that a very minor injury he's dealing with. I think Free said he got some kind of hit on his heel or something that
bruised heel is what I thought.
Bruised heel, deep bone bruise, something.
Yeah, there you go.
He could play through that. He could practice through that. That would be no problem. Of course, we're in a different day and age, but I think they also know, look, we know what he's about.
Yes.
So that speaks highly to him, I think. They didn't go, hey, we kind of need to see more from you. You need to push through that today. They went, you're good. Go chill. Let's get that healed, and you'll be fine. That says a lot to me.
Going back to quarterback just a minute. I mean, one of my favorites to watch, and I've been watching us play as Auburn for a long time, more years than I care to admit to these days. I love watching Nick Marshall. And I know he couldn't speak a sentence and he couldn't throw accurate every time, but man, that guy could do the read. It just a little bit of passing here and there, and you saw what we could do. Is Jackson Arnold kind of that guy? Sort of needs to be able to read that defense to make a run or chunk a pass, but yet he's a better passer, not as good a runner. Is that where we're at with Jackson?
Are you asking Darren if he's maybe, you get the full feel of what Jackson Arnold is when the lights come on? Is that what you're asking?
Well, we're talking about a guy that toted the Oklahoma team to a victory over Alabama by himself, basically. I mean, I can remember Brock Bowers. If Brock Bowers is not in that stadium at Auburn 2 years ago, Auburn beats Georgia. That's my belief. And I know that without Jackson Arnold last year, Alabama wins that game. So I watched Nick Marshall wheel things to happen, extend plays like crazy stuff, and was exciting to watch. Don't get me wrong, he had a good offensive line. He had Trey Mason behind him and Cameron Payne, but still, he still had to run that right. And yeah, I guess maybe that's the guy. I mean, is it not practice right now? We're saying he's had good days, bad days. I'm surprised. I've been hearing Deuce, been hearing that a lot. Still think you're right, Alan. Ashton's got a lot of time in the seat with big games, maybe not SEC games, but he's from Atlanta. So I think he'll be the guy that comes in and runs that one. But is there any comparison, I'm asking, with Nick Marshall, with Jackson?
I know what you're saying. It's almost like you're not seeing the full picture at all when Jackson's in a non-contact jersey and he can't go full speed. There's a lot of quarterbacks that have been like that. I mean, you could watch Jarrett Stidham and know just about what he's bringing to the table, even with a non-contact. With Arnold, the Alabama game is proof. He's a hard-nosed guy. He's not getting to do that at practice. We're not getting to see that. I think when he gets a chance and you give him a Q power or, speed option or whatever these plays they're going to have running the football, his value goes way up when you're trying to compare him to the other quarterbacks out there. And that may be the same for Deuce and Ashton too, because both of those guys can run. So it's
unlike Stidham.
I think
you mentioned that earlier about 11 sacks. Let me tell you something. I was there at that game, and sometimes Stidham got sacked because Stidham was trying to run the ball, and he was not a runner. Sorry, he was not a runner, and he should have got rid of the ball instead of holding on to it. So some of the sacks were on him. I admit the offensive line did not. Look, Clemson had a hell of a defensive line that year. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we had our chances.
Yeah, but that was part of his progression, Darren. Jarrett Stidham knew, look, eventually I will have the confidence. Let me just keep it clean and we'll have a chance. He understood that. That's what made him really good at Auburn, because when he started getting the confidence, he was not losing games before that. He was keeping Auburn in every game. That Clemson game, I think Clemson was better, but Auburn had a shot. I think they ended up throwing like a Hail Mary at the end for a chance to tie it or win the game.
Yeah.
So
we did. And that was a horrible stadium, by the way. Worst stadium I've been in so far. Now, the fans were great, and the atmosphere was great. The stadium was terrible.
Now, the last 2 days, Auburn fans have been telling me how bad Jordan Hare is.
Weird.
The last couple of days, Auburn fans have been telling me how horrible, just awful Jordan Hare Stadium is. This is weird, man. I'm hearing it from Auburn fans.
I will admit that I did laugh.
I've traveled. There's not another school that I can think of with the transit system to get in and out, with the availabilities, with the cleanliness, the things that happen at Jordan Hare. That's way off kilt. I can tell you, man. Texas A&M is probably, again, the getting in and out is not as smooth as Auburn, but the fans and the stadium is freaking awesome. The food is freaking awesome. Love it. Arkansas shocked me. No, that was a surprise. Arkansas shocked me. That was a really nice place, really good folks. Of course, it was over in the first quarter. That was one of those games where I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, Auburn's up 28-0 at first quarter. Thank God. But yeah, that was a crazy, crazy game. But I don't believe. Let me ask y'all this. Okay, so the three quarterbacks we got right now. where is that point? Can Hugh Freeze go 7-5, maybe beat an Alabama or Georgia, one or the other, but he has to switch over to Deuce Knight to do it? Does he get stayed? Does that accomplish the season? Let's say we start out with Jackson Arnold and we lose to Baylor, win the next 2 easy games, lose the next 2, right? So we're what, 2-3 coming out of that on the first 5 games. Probably switch to Deuce, and let's just say he wins out good enough and beats Bama. Is that a good enough season? Or do you switch? If you go to it, you switch there. Do y'all think we switch?
Jeffrey.
Quarterback?
I don't know. We'll talk about that hypothetical, Darren. We'll talk about it.
Let me ask y'all if y'all are in this boat with me. Is the freshman thing kind of over? Like back in the day, if a freshman quarterback came in and won you a bunch of games, it would just be this. It would be unreal. Can you believe that happened? Now it's like if you're a freshman, you're not ready to go, and you're having trouble that first year, and you're going into the next year you hadn't played. People start going, "Is he going to make it?"
Yeah, well, all right. I think fans do that. Yes,
fans do that, but has the actual process been sped up as compared to where it was at one time?
I think it is sped up. I don't think it's to the point because you see how Arch Manning and the hype that he's received at Texas after sitting 2 years. There couldn't be more hype about that kid, and he's had 2 games under his belt of legitimate action. Yeah. So it all depends on the fan base. I think it all depends on how dire the situation is. Like the quarterbacks at Ohio State, nobody was saying Julian Sayin wasn't going to be the guy, when he's riding the bench last year for a national champion. Now at Auburn, it's a different situation, right? Because if Auburn's 2-3, like Darren talked about, and Deuce is not playing, yes, at that point you're questioning it because what's the future for Auburn?
Yeah.
So it all depends on the circumstance. If Jackson Arnold goes out there and is absolutely killing it, wins 8+ games like we think that there's the potential for them to do this year, because I do think 8+ is on the table. No, I'm not. I don't have those questions about Deuce, but I'm with you that if the circumstance were different and Deuce doesn't go in, and if you're 2-3 at that point, yeah, you're probably wondering what's the hesitation.
Yeah.
Why are you not, after seeing what DJ Lagway has done, what Bo Nix did for you as a true freshman, what other true freshman quarterbacks have done, because of the way the high school game has evolved and how much more natural these guys are, or how much more exposure they receive in the passing game. Yes, I think that would be a fair critique. But again, it goes back to the situation and who's the starting quarterback and all the other variables that go into that call.
I think, and we'll get to the next caller, but I think the plot thickened a lot when we started hearing how much Freeze is putting into the confidence of Jackson Arnold. I mean, he's investing in this. He is investing heavily in this quarterback. And he loves Deuce at the same time, but he's investing heavily in that confidence. He wants that to be right. He's changing things around at practice to make sure it's right. Because, again, don't screw it up. That's almost where you're at. Like, if you can just get him to a point where he's confident and stuff, even if he makes a few mistakes, he'll be solid. And I will say, if you're a freshman, you don't play the first year, and the coaching staff actively tries to keep you, that means they think you're good. Because these days, you're gone if you're not.
We need to get to the next caller, but I'm going to push back. Yeah, go ahead. Get to the next caller.
5013. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, it's Don. How are y'all?
Don. Closing us out tonight.
How about you, Don?
How's everybody doing this weekend?
Fantastic.
Great.
What, Cole, buddy? How you think practice went yesterday, buddy? I've read everything, but I got a kid I want to ask you about. The kid's only 17 years old, and did he go to Montgomery Catholic? Is that where the school he went to? I know he's from Montgomery, right? The Mapson kid.
Oh no, he went to Auburn High. Don.
Oh, okay, Auburn High. Okay, but do you think he looked better yesterday, or the Robertson kid?
It's hard to tell with backs because they weren't, they're not tackling to the ground. And I think the key thing with running back is yards after contact, and you can't tell that. And even Freeze said that too. But Mabson, the way he moves really stands out. And I thought Darrell Robinson looked like he was feeling good. Like he's fast. He can go. He had a few holes and he took off. And I thought both of those guys look like they can really help you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Different
well,
backs.
and this question goes to all three of you guys. Alan, I know I told you about the cruise. Have any of y'all three gone on a cruise before?
Yes.
I have not. Well, I mean, I've been underway before, Don, but never on an actual cruise. No.
Okay. Well, I loved your question when I got off the line a couple of weeks ago, and you made me laugh for a couple of days about if there was a Hooters or a Twin Peaks on the boat. That was a good one, Alan. You got me on that one.
Well, they're missing some money if they're not doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, trust me, guys. I'll find the women on the cruise ship. I can tell you that.
Oh, man.
I do have a little announcement for people in the Birmingham area. And Jay Lee, I know you know my buddies at Jocks. Jay Lee, they're calling it football debate Tuesday. There's a guy that calls in, been calling in for years and years. Like he's a Miami Hurricane fan. He calls himself Bama hater. He's debating Conrad about how much he hates Alabama. I'm debating Damian Mitchell about Auburn, and Pat gave me the topic, guys. And here's my topic: if Auburn goes 6-6, and we have to fire Coach Freeze, who do we hire? And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. As a matter of fact, I'm watching the SummerSlam right now. Guys, I'm going to go as Hollywood Hope Don, okay? And I'm going to start up and have the NWO beard on and everything. And anybody in Birmingham that are Auburn fans, I need you guys to show up to Social Taco Tuesday to support me, man. Because Damien might get me, guys. He might get me. That's going to be a lot of fun, though. Looking forward to it.
All right, Don.
And hey, one last question. Just to let everybody know, if you're looking for tickets to the open and home game, use Game Time. Guys, this is the cheapest I've ever paid for Auburn tickets. I got 2 tickets for that open and home game against Ball State, including fees from Game Time, 20-yard line seats on the east upper level for a total of $52 for 2 of them.
Yeah. Send me your check, big dog. What are we doing here?
Hey, I need a sponsor Game Time, don't I? Was that a good commercial, Jay Lee?
Yeah, for sure.
He had his own ad read, yes.
Also, too, are we going to have any type of corner tailgate party this year, like you guys have done in the past?
If you put it on, we'll show up.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring that up, Jay Lee. I got an idea for you. We talked about this before, where they had that little tailgate party right by Plainsville Park. They call it, I forget what beer company sponsored, but they have that little village right there on game day. Yeah. I think with that game being a 6:30 game, and if y'all could before everybody gets down there early, and they open it up right at the start of Tiger Walk, and I think we just have to get everybody from the corner and meet there. What you guys think about that idea?
That sounds great. Zach says enter the code Twin Peaks Don. 20% off.
All right, Jaylee, I know you're gonna make me laugh within the phone call. Well, guys, thank y'all for what you do. Glad I could end the show for you, and War Damn Eagle, and can't wait for the season to start, guys.
War Eagle, Don. Go give them hell, big dog.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Don. I'm ready. I'm ready for the season, man.
26 days away. I just did the math. 29 minus 3 is 26. I checked on my calculator.
Who is y'all's odds-on favorite for Auburn's next hire if it doesn't work out this year? Just hypothetical to end it.
DJ Durkin.
Same.
I mean, DJ's on the list. I would say DJ's on the list for sure. I think Brent Key would be on the list. I think John Summerall would be on the list. Probably Alex Golish at South Florida would be on the list.
What about Charles Kelly?
depending on how Charles does at Jack
I
State.
agree.
Yes.
How about Rhett?
I just don't see it, man.
I think Rhett would get a phone call. The question is, would there be people in Auburn willing to support that outside of the AD because of his affiliation to Gus? I don't know. I mean, I think Rhett's a fantastic coach. I think he'd be crazy not to have that conversation.
I hate to say it, man. If it don't work out this year, after all you've been through, you're gonna have to figure something out. You're just gonna have to figure something out.
It's gonna work out, fellas.
I think
8-4 at worst.
Yeah,
and, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a big year.
I think we're at earliest a year away from having that conversation. I think it's an 8-4, a better year, and that conversation is punted to the following season, and then we'll see where things go from there. But I think all those names we discussed, yes, on the list, but who the next head coach is, we're not there yet. And
no. Just
nowhere close. Yeah.
Very, very big hypothetical, but this is the year to make or break. So it's fair.
For sure.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how we feel in 27 days from now. We'll certainly 28 days will be our first in-season call-in show. We'll be talking a lot more about that Baylor game. We'll know a lot more about this team and have probably some highs or lows calls. We'll certainly have one from Carter. All right, let's go and do it, folks. Let's see. Kevin got us started. Carter called in. Really got us going on that second one. Tim from California, Jonathan from Troy, Big Dog Edward, Darren from Meanville, and Wardam Don to close us off. Dadgummit. All right, that's gonna do it, folks. Let's meet back here. Let's reconvene a week from now. But before we do that, we'll get us a recruiting show in. We've got Jace Matthews announcing in 5 days. It was going to be a huge announcement for Auburn or LSU or A&M or Ole Miss. We like Auburn's chances. Will anything change between now and then? We'll see. But we're going to be talking about all that on the recruiting show. We'll record either Tuesday night or Wednesday night. So which means it will release either Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. Like I said earlier, man, y'all get locked on with auburnsports.com. Tons of intel. We had tons of intel last year. Now we've got twice as much. I think it might even be more than that. It's so much you can't even hardly keep up with it all. So go check out auburnsports.com. $1 for the first week. And you get so much more than the site. You get the entire On3 Rivals Network, all the national guys, fantastic crew. Fantastic crew. Don't forget, if you're in Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, looking for some real estate help, look no further. Miss Jessica Andrews with First Realty. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. All right, folks, that's going to do it, man. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody watching. For Cole, for Alan, for Zach in the back. Who stayed in the back? I'm Jeffrey Lee, man. Y'all stay that left lane. See ya.